We are live. I think, I hope.
This is waiting for us. Kim, I don't know sign language. Okay, I'm gonna read it on here.
Good idea. What's up, everybody? Can y'all hear us?
Alright, we are here.
This is like how every single YouTuber or streamer opens up.
Hey, Vicky says.
Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
Is there like an echo still?
Is there?
Let's see.
Echoes.
Let me hear it. It does.
Echo. Okay, cool. So, looks like my original setup is not going to work. Dang, Delroy, you leaving already? All right, so let me figure out another option then. I'll probably have to get the audio straight to the camera because I'm using this audio recorder right here, which is obviously causing an echo. So, yeah, let me handle that because I don't want you guys to sit through that echo. Actually, you know what? Let me do this. This might be better. Internal microphone. Let's do that.
Like you want to connect it to.
Just the laptop.
Oh, to our laptop? Will that one be okay?
Yeah, it should be.
You know, guys, we have a reputation of always having a problem with the live stream. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I think it's just our theme. My favorite tumbler, as always, get your coffee and drinks in a tumbler. Music.
Oh, we already have some questions.
Oh, really? Oh! This is bitter.
Yeah. Alright, guys. Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh!
Alright, guys, I'm gonna... Let me try something real quick.
Okay.
Why don't you entertain them?
Alright. All by myself. How's the rest of it go? Let me see. I wish I had like a nice stand-up routine, you know, off the top of my head. I will tell you a story about. Okay, I read a book recently about a girl who wanted to. She didn't want to be a princess, but they were required to go to Prince Training Academy. Because the prince was going to marry one of them, and then she didn't marry him in the end. So that's the whole story. It was a great book. It's called Princess Academy by Shannon Hale, and it is for young girls. And I read it when I was in like middle school or high school, and I read it, and it was really great. It was very nostalgic and wonderful. And that's the end of my story.
Very good.
Is that okay? Can you guys hear us?
Yeah, I think I'm going into the laptop, which should be fine because we're close
Wow, we
enough.
got a lot of great comments and questions.
Yeah, man, yeah. Hey guys, just let us know if the audio is okay now and if the echo is gone. That would be great. Jackie M, you said you're heading out early. Thank you so much for jumping in. And
She said she was cleaning up the beach. Were you cleaning up? You were cleaning up trash and garbage? That's so nice. Great work on that. Okay, and then we have lots of people here who are eating breakfast, they're eating dinner.
still an echo. Man, this is crazy.
I don't know where it's coming from. Is it also because your camera mic is on at the same time? Like you have two mics happening.
Maybe. Ooh.
Yeah, that could be maybe it.
But the last time we streamed, there wasn't an echo. The audio was just extremely low.
We were all like,
All right. Let me try something else.
okay, while you're doing that, in the meanwhile, I'll respond to a couple of you guys on here, okay? Let's see. It would be a little echo when I'm talking though. That's okay, right, guys? We have 002 said, you guys are so cute together. Also, have you guys ever tried the matching couple outfit trend? I'm pretty anti-matching outfits, to be honest. I mean, like, it can match, as a pair, but not be wearing the same thing. If we are going to do a matching outfit, we are waiting for special type shoes that we want to match.
We want to get the Jordans, the Jordan number 3s.
So if we ever
But
get those,
it's hard to get our hands on them.
we will definitely show you. Hey, from Brazil! Thiago, thank you for joining us.
How does it sound now? Is the echo gone? I bet it's gone. I think I know what the problem was.
What? What was the problem?
It was picking up
Something
from the
was
camera.
on, right?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Let me see if I can get this to work again.
Hey,
Y'all so patient.
Let's see what else we have. Ageless Tuba, morning from Australia, and ageless tuba.
Like a tuba instrument?
I've never heard of a young tuba or an old tuba. Well, I've heard of old tuba, so ageless tuba is a good name. And S Magnolia says, I subscribed to your channel today. I can't.
Oh, nice.
It's alive with you guys. Hi, from
Good
the
timing.
States. You guys are so cute. Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, great timing. It's really wonderful to have you with us. Aminata asks, your scariest moment. Wow, they went from like 1 to 10 really fast. Scariest moment.
Like ever?
Like ever scariest moment? I don't know. I have a few scary moments, but do I want to share it now? It's too scary. Hey,
Do it.
we should do like a Halloween live, and we can go back and forth and share scary stories.
Oh, on Halloween?
Yeah, we
That's
should
cool.
do that. Oh, okay, guys, just wait for October. Come back and ask that question then. I'll keep it in mind. Emily is moving to Seogwipo. Oh, you're moving to Jeju-do. I love
for real?
Jeju-do. Yeah, one of my onlys, her auntie lives there, and so I visit Jeju-do and stay with them all the time. Seogwipo. Seogwipo is really beautiful. There's a lot to see there. Are you gonna go for? Are you teaching like a new teaching job there, or are you picking up another job, or just live for temporarily? Jeju-do would be a great place to live.
Yeah, man. I don't know if I would like to live there, but I definitely love to chill there for like a week or two.
Pequecita from Bolivia. Hi, good to have you. Saludos.
Sound is perfect now. Yes. Okay, I think I figured it out.
Very good.
Haha. Okay, cool. Thanks for your patience.
And Cam is eating orange sherbet for dessert at the moment.
For real? A sherbet ice cream, right?
Look, Cam knows how to live his life. All right. He knows how to live his life. And let's see. Okay, the echo's gone. Super. Much better. Good. Hi from Brazil. Can't watch the live stream, but thank you for tuning in, even for this moment, this little second in time. You spent your time on us, and that's appreciated. Great. Echo gone.
Nice. I'm going to try to pull up the stream on my iPad.
So Suki asks, what does a typical day look like for us?
Oh, man. Good question.
Yeah, that is a good question.
For sure, every day is different. I know for both of us, because of the nature of what we do. I'll just start with me. Every day, without fail, pretty much starts out with a workout. So I go to the gym. So no matter what I have in the day, I make sure my workout is first. And unless, like, for example, if I have a client shoot and the shoot starts like at 8, I'll probably skip the workout for the day and go at night. Or if the shoot is like all day, I just won't go. But I barely miss workouts. So I work out. I always have to make sure I eat all my meals. That's a guaranteed. And then I fit everything else in around that, like all the important stuff. But eating is like the most important. So breakfast, lunch,
you
dinner,
just spent 5
dessert.
minutes to say, I work out and I eat.
Yeah. And then I guess everything else depends on the day. Like, for example, on Mondays, every morning, I do a radio show, Arirang, and we have some awesome listeners in here, Cam, Vicky, and probably a few others.
Yeah, Raul.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And so I do that in the mornings. And then pretty much the rest of the week, it just depends on whatever work I'm doing, client work or shooting for YouTube. What else?
On Wednesdays, we wear pink.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's it. Weekends is work as well. So
honestly, yeah, the days all blend together.
Yeah.
I don't really know a separation between weekday and weekend. It always working, and starts early, can end late. Starts midday, can end late. Start early and midday. It all is very variable depending on what we have going on.
Right. So
Yeah.
it's a good thing, but there's no consistency in terms of like each and every day. Except I know every Monday I've got the radio show, and every day I work out.
Good, and you eat every day.
Every single day.
Every day. Oh, thank you, Vicky. My Spanish is not good at all, but I would love to be better at it. I think if there's one thing that I feel regrettable about is that I don't yet have like a set aside daily time for studying or reviewing languages. That's that's the thing that I want to do.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna stop saying I want to do it or I'm going to do it. I say I do it. I do study languages.
She said it.
Yeah, because you know why? I'm reading this book, How to Un-F Yourself. And that's what they said. It's all in your language.
It's true. It's a good book.
I'm in public speaking mode. Let's see. Hi from Maryland, USA. Hi, Ivy. Thanks for joining us. Oh, Aminata asks our favorite movie and why.
Favorite movie? Why don't you go? Because I'm sure you have a list of favorites. I have a few. But mine's probably not as interesting.
Ooh. Well, okay, I don't have a favorite movie. But I do have a few that stand out in my mind over the years. One of them is Singing in the Rain with Gene Kelly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Singing in the Rain. That's a great film. And another one is, it's kind of more indie. It's The Fall. I don't know who was the director for it, and I actually don't know who any of the actors were either. Not very well known, but yeah, The Fall has an incredible soundtrack. I think that's what's stuck in my mind the most. And then I actually really love Bollywood, and so there's the one film Kalhonaho with Shah Rukh Khan, because I love him. And that movie made me cry so hard, which is so silly, but that's what Bollywood does too. So that one, and that was hard to say. It just keeps going on and on.
I'm surprised you haven't mentioned like
Lord of the Rings.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I was going next.
Oh, okay.
So then, Lord of the Rings is a great trilogy. Forget the Hobbit. Sorry, the Lord of the Rings, the original, the first three. Those ones are magnificent storytelling. Let's put it that way.
Fair enough. You done?
Yeah.
Is that it?
I have more, but we'll end there. Okay.
I think for me, man, it depends. It changes. For a while, like in my younger years, I used to always say Titanic was my favorite movie growing up. And would you consider, that's not like a chick flick, right?
Manly. Me love Titanic.
It's not like a manly movie.
It is a super chick flick.
Yeah, but I loved it, man.
Yeah.
I lost it when she said never let go, Jack, and he let go because he was frozen. So, man. So, but yeah, I think in recent years, I still really like A Pursuit A Pursuit of Happiness with Will Smith. One of those just rags to riches type stories. Cinematography and like the filmmaking and all that was just, very basic, but it was just the story was very like, it resonated with me.
Yeah.
Inception was really good.
Yes, Inception.
Yeah, Inception's good.
Oh.
One of my top favorites. And I feel like there was something recent.
You don't like horror films, do you?
No, not really. Yeah, but we'll leave it at that. I think that's pretty much. I gotta watch movies a lot more, for sure. I mean, I have a bunch of movies that I love.
Me
but
too. You need to watch movies and study how they became instant classics. We watched The Godfather recently.
Yeah.
We saw all three of them thanks to two of our friends who were like insistent that we did watch it.
Mika and Sujin.
Yeah.
Which Mika, he might be watching. He's just like, he's always lurking. I know you might be watching, Mika.
Lurking
if you
like
are,
a shark.
then thank you. So.
Yeah, those ones are really great.
Yeah.
Also masterpieces. So here from Clay. Clay Lover asks, do you guys speak Korean to each other? I speak to him. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't speak to her in Korean, honestly. I should.
Sometimes you do.
Yeah, sometimes.
When you're being cute.
Yeah. I should. Actually, we should speak to each other more. And we're planning on, in the future, we'll probably do some videos.
No, there's no probably or we will. You say I am.
I am.
I do speak Korean to you. There. Say that to me. And then it will really resonate inside you.
I do speak Korean to you.
Very good.
Sometimes.
You do. That's good.
Yeah, but we text in Korean a little bit more, honestly. It's easier for me, that's why.
Ageless Tuba, either of you into K-dramas?
Ooh, man. I used to be. I wasn't like a K-drama fanatic, but I used to watch dramas here and there. What was the last one I watched? And this will tell you the last time I actually used to watch dramas, like, consistently. What was it? It was the drama with the the 4 girls. Or was it 5 girls? I think it was 5 girls.
국보다 남자?
No. It was, and they were...
Oh, that's Fire Guys.
Something generation... but they were all like housemates, and I think one was sort of like one of those Korean, what do you call it? Those women that like work the bars, and you know what I mean?
Like a bartender?
Not a bartender, but you know, she serves the drinks to the guys and entertains them.
Oh, like a karaoke girl?
Kind of like that. And then like the other characters was like college girl. One was more like a popular, pretty, I guess party type girl. Man, if you guys know what I'm talking about.
Were they roommates?
They were roommates.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a very cute series. And they actually did 2 seasons. The first one I watched, I started watching the second one. Wasn't into it as much. Man, what was that?
No idea.
But anyways, yeah. So I know that's not helpful at all. Oh, also, what was the other one? Oh my gosh. Let's Eat. The English title is Let's Eat. And I think it was like Shiksa something. That's a very good drama. 2 seasons with that.
I've never heard any of that.
Yeah. But you know what Korean dramas, there are those like really popular ones, and then there are those that are just like 1 or 2 season dramas that are just made, you know? So, but I think those that I watched were a little bit more on the popular side. I can't remember the names. So that tells you how long it's been. What about you?
I never watch Korean dramas. I did watch, like, I would get through a few episodes and then I get tired of it. I don't really watch TV or shows either because of this reason. I don't know why. But like I saw Full House, or part of it. I saw 국보다 남자. I saw Coffee Prince. What was that? Oh, My Girl. My Girl was one of the earlier ones I saw.
Did you watch Flower Over Boys?
Yeah, 국보다 남자.
Oh, okay.
Boys
Yeah,
Over
that's
Flowers.
right.
Yeah, that one was so tiring also.
Yeah, Khan actually likes that, I think.
Oh,
He's the one who
really?
mentioned that,
Khan
yeah.
likes it? You know, that one was a really popular one. I'll admit that my taste when it comes to dramas and TV shows is extremely narrow, so it can be a great show, I think, for many people. Obviously, there's a reason why it was so popular.
Yeah.
Do you like the old historic dramas? Those are the only ones my mom watched growing up. I think I mentioned
My
that
mom
in
watched
the
them too.
previous
I never got into them. But I would like sometimes just watch it with her, but I never like followed it. Yeah. My
I
mom
do like
loves
those.
those.
They are really cool.
Yeah, and Tangi, I think it is Shiksa Hapshida. I guess that's the name of it. And then Raul says let's eat together. So if you guys know what drama I'm talking about, that's that. Yeah. I don't even know the name of the characters. But yeah. And then the main guy was in both seasons. I guess the like kind of the cool dude, but the girls were
Cool
different
guy.
in both seasons.
Hey, we have Jasmine. What's your favorite K-pop group? Yours is Ihori.
She's not a group. It's a girl.
Yours is. Oh, what's that one you really like? The one that you can't really pronounce? Remember, like, I don't know how to pronounce it. It looks weird.
I don't know. No, so I like now. I would say I do like Blackpink. I like Red Velvet. Like their songs, really from just like 2-3 years ago.
You love BTS. You know, he has like BTS bedspread, BTS posters.
Give away my secrets,
when
man.
I come here, I'm like, whoa, hey, why do you have all these BTS mugs now in the kitchen? So he's a really BTS fanboy.
Yeah.
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 You should see him at concerts.
Team BTS.
Oh.
But I was really into Girls' Generation. That was my favorite girl group when it comes to like the golden era K-pop and 21. But back in the day, it was like the first wave of K-pop, and I think Raul might be into this, right? And maybe even Kim, I'm not sure, but I was really into Finkel, Baby Vox.
That's the one, Finkel.
Yeah, Finkel. Yoo Seung-jun as an artist, and of course Hoteji. So
hey, if you had to make your own K-pop group, which people would you pick and choose to be in your K-pop group?
Lee Hyori.
Okay.
CL from 21 as the rapper, and then I would have Primary produce it.
Oh, okay, that was a good one. Left turn.
Let's see, who else?
I could dance.
I guess Jennie from
Why?
Blackpink. I don't know. Be like the dream team.
Oh yeah, you should ask. I think they'll do it for you. Bollywood movies are great. Bollywood movies are great. There's this Indian restaurant called Yeti, and we love Yetis, and they play Bollywood music videos while you're eating. And I'm always so distracted because I just keep watching them. I really love Shah Rukh Khan. I love him. And then there's Hrithik Roshan. You know him, of course. So great. I've yet to introduce you to the world of Bollywood. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks very
so great,
crazily produced, like so much production value,
yeah,
and so many people. Why are there like in these music videos 1 billion people in every single like Bollywood? Do you call the music videos like, is that part of Bollywood?
Oh, you know, no Bollywood film would be complete without at least 5 huge dance numbers.
Yeah,
where the whole neighborhood is part of it, or the entire village for the wedding. You have to, and everyone is in sync. This would be my dream life. If I'd be walking down the street, and then I see slow motion, hair blowing in the wind. I see my crush over there, and then he's talking to a girl, and then I'm like, look at the camera, and then my song starts, and then all my other girls jump in, and then the whole neighborhood follows me, and we're all dancing in sync. That'd be nice. That's Bollywood.
Yeah, it's pretty intense.
Debbie asks you, what things you guys do for fun? I'm so sorry. I just realized what I did. I got stuck in my Bollywood dream.
Oh, really?
And I was really dramatic.
Yeah. What do we like to do for fun? Well, we do like to take pictures. Like if we're in a place where, it's photogenic, we like to take pictures. We like to film. Occasionally watch a movie, whether it's like or in the theater. And we love to hang out with our friends. That's really fun. So we have a few friends that we hang out with. We love to travel together, but we haven't done much really since the start of this year because of, obviously, with everything that's happening. Because we were really planning on this year. This is the year where we were going to travel and make a lot of like cool travel content, but can't. I mean, we could travel within Korea, but schedule hasn't allowed yet. So, what else do we like to do for fun?
For fun, I do meet my friends. I meet my friends more often than you do.
Because you have friends.
I meet my friends. And for fun, I read. I mean, yeah, I'm always reading, right? And then, what else do I do for fun? Gosh, that's hard to say. I feel like a lot of stuff we do is just fun. Like, I just enjoy what I do, for the most part, I think. So, yeah. For something that's like really, really, really just fun.
Yeah.
Do we have anything that's just like straight up
like
just
skydiving
just
or
for
something?
fun? Yeah. Like rollerblading.
I don't think so.
Wow. We need to do something more fun.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, because we work together, we do a lot of things together, including work. And it's enjoyable considering that we can work together. But we haven't really had like A day
of just fun.
Yeah.
Like jumping on the trampoline or
That'd be so
hanging
cool.
out with cats at a cat cafe.
Yeah.
There's so many things you could do for fun, like taking cats for walks.
Yeah, especially like here in Korea. What? Especially here in Korea, man. There's so much to do. It's like a great place to just go on, like big dates, little dates. Oh, we like to like walk around. Like there's a nice little park here.
Walking is
We
fun.
sound like an old couple, man.
No, we're not an old couple. No. Hey, I want to quickly zoop through a couple comments because some of them are very, very fun.
Cool.
Cam, catch the Bollywood wave. Raul, Lord of the Rings. Yeah, high five. I will tabok Titanic or slept Titanic. Psh. Oh, poor Jack. And then Raul just came in with Let It Go. As a Titanic Frozen crossover.
Nice.
And then Cam, he's so cold. He just says, bye, Jack.
What's up, man?
Tiago says Lord of the Rings is great. Ivy asks The Matrix. Did you ever watch The Matrix?
No.
Guys, okay. He didn't ever watch The Matrix. He didn't watch Lord of the Rings. He didn't watch Harry Potter. He didn't watch Gladiator. You haven't watched a lot of Disney movies.
I watched The Godfather.
He watched The Godfather. That is something I will give
like
you.
2 weeks ago.
That is some pretty high points, I will admit. But there are so many. He hasn't watched Black Panther. There are so many films he hasn't watched. Sometimes I wonder how you keep up with modern pop culture. You know, earlier I was making some movie references, and you totally missed it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And you were like, haha, that's right, that's true. And I was like, no, it's a movie reference.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vida asks, please speak to each other in Korean. Subtitles in English would be great.
Yeah. Oh, Vita's been... she's been wanting that for like...
Yeah.
forever.
We could do that at some point. We will do that. No, we do that.
We have done it. Like just every tense.
Raul, not horror at all. Yeah,
Turn
horror.
this AC on.
We watched it
Yeah.
together.
That's the only horror I think we
and
watched.
it scarred me. I still have fears of the sink.
Mm-hmm.
Getting over that one. Debbie, did you watch Hamilton? Hamilton. Okay, I love the soundtrack. All right, I shared him the soundtrack. You know the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Never got to watch it. My older sister was in New York City at some point in May, and that was when we were planning to visit. And so she said, "Hey, if you guys are coming in May, I will get you Hamilton tickets." Or it was earlier than that. I don't remember. Anyway, it was time where it was still showing.
Yeah.
And then I was like, yes, please get them. But then we never could go. And now there's no more Hamilton.
Oh man, yeah. I think is Broadway like closed
It's shut
until like
down, I'm sure.
2021 or something like that?
But Hamilton is on Disney Plus. We could watch it there.
Oh, I think yeah, that's what Emily was saying.
Oh, I really want to see Hamilton. Let's see.
Vicky Sikke? How do you say his name? In Korean?
Who?
Sikke? I like his stuff.
Who's that?
He's an artist.
Oh,
Kinda
Shike.
like
Shike.
Shike.
Shike,
It's kind of like the drink.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
what his name means?
Yeah, Shike.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that cute?
I get it now. Okay, yeah, but I like him. I like his stuff.
Yeah,
it's like
Hamilton.
R&B-ish. That's cool.
Let's see.
Well, we got so many
Yeah, we have so
comments.
many things. Go down. Coffee Prince. Same actor for Goblin. You know who that is. You know who the actor is for Goblin? Who we were talking about, the Halfie Project meeting, the one that I really love. Gongyu?
Yeah. Anyway.
It's not fair. So beautiful.
Yo, Jackie's still here.
Hi, Jackie. Okay, let's see. 홍미경. 안녕하세요. 네, 안녕하세요. Okay, so everyone, his favorite rapper is Chico. We all know that.
Wait,
your
someone
favorite.
trolling?
Yeah, Khan is totally trolling you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So
he loves Chico. Like,
as far as
wow.
like skill and stuff, you know, I mean, he's not like he's up there. I mean, he's good, you know. I would consider him a good, I guess, Korean rapper.
The only reason he ever says mean things about him is because he's jealous. Yeah, that's what it
that's
is.
the truth.
So intensely jealous of
Yo, I got a little... Okay, so for those of you guys that don't know, we did a podcast for the Halfie project that released 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
You can on hip-hop. And we were talking about Korean culture and talking about does Korean hip-hop, is that considered appropriation? By the way, we do plan on making a video for the SkyCedi channel, a little more concise version, talking about Korean hip-hop and hip-hop culture. But anyways, I went in really hard on Zico, and yeah. I mean, you know, I'm not hating on him, and if you really listen to the podcast, like, I can understand why he does what he does or did what he did or whatever, but
that's so
he's cool. He's cool. I was a little emotional during that podcast.
You need to sit down.
You need to sit down, man.
Quote. Let's see. What is something you would eat for the rest of your life right now?
For the rest of my life?
Oh, this is a hard question.
Like, if we had to choose one food?
You can only pick one.
Okay. And Dimitri, I see your comment about Black Panther, by the way. He won't let me live that down.
No.
One food.
One food for the rest of your life.
Let's see. So let me think of something that I can eat every day. So I love Indian food. Love Indian food.
No, you can't pick like a type of dish. It's like one thing, like broccoli.
I love curry.
You can't just pick curry. Curry is a mixture of many things.
Well, pizza is a mixture of many things.
Well,
cheese and bread.
You can't. Then you have to eat only cheese. Only bread.
Let's see.
I'm sorry.
I'm trying to think of something that I can eat every day and not get tired of.
That's impossible.
Frosted Flakes. Bam.
Without milk?
With milk.
No,
you gotta have milk.
You can't have milk.
No, that's not fair.
Milk is a separate thing.
That's not fair. It's like saying pizza without pizza sauce.
Then it's not pizza. You have to eat bread.
See, this is not... She's going too far with this. What would you?
I don't have an answer. Let's see. Hey, Dari asks, would you consider doing a DJ set live? That's actually a great question. You know, if people wanted to just like have like an hour session where they just listen to music and do whatever they want, and I'll just DJ, kind of like your own in-house party.
that'd be cool.
That's actually a really great idea.
I'll be the MC.
Yeah, for an hour, I'm just DJing, and then you just wander on camera. Hey, it's Becky in the house.
I'll do shout outs to people who are in the comments, man.
What a good idea.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll ask my agent.
We can do that.
We should consider that for real.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. You know what? I would really like that.
By the way, so Becky and I, as most of you guys know, well, maybe most of you guys don't even know, because I don't really mention it much on the channel unless you've seen some older videos. I am a music producer. I haven't been active for years, but that was one of the things that I did in the States. And Becky, of course, is a singer, DJ, and we've been planning ever since we first met, really, to like make music together, and we just started. So as a matter of fact, this past week, we
wrote 2 songs.
2 songs. 2.5, really.
And I'll perform them next week.
Yeah, so we wrote 2
on
songs.
YouTube live channel.
Yeah, and then I'm getting my my production, like, creative juices flowing now, and so like, tracking that. So that's one of the things we've always had that as part of our plan of like, because we want to film together. We do film together, do photos, but we also want to do music together as a team, and so we just started. So super exciting. We're gonna definitely share that with you guys, and
I think you guys will like it.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe one day we'll do a little live performance.
Yeah, we could do like an in-house concert set, and then people can just tune into that. This is such a great idea.
That is a good idea.
Dari, thank you for bringing that up. I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, we have, Aminata has a very good question. What is your advice for someone who's trying to become fit but is not motivated?
Ooh, man, just to...
Tell me. Yeah.
So, like, generally, because everyone's different, so I'll try to give a very general answer that might apply to most people. I think the key is motivation is good to get you started, but then you need the discipline to keep you going, right? So for me, it's as simple as making a decision in your mind, which is what I do with pretty much every aspect of my life. Make a decision that you want to do something and just do it. Like
Nike.
Right. Just do it. And just know that a lot of times you're not going to feel like it. So I feel like whatever gets you motivated, whether it's, the picture of like your dream body or whatever, which isn't always healthy, right? Because you don't want unrealistic expectations, but you have that, or the fact that you want to accomplish something like a 100-mile run or something, which exist.
Happens regularly.
Right, you know what I mean. Whatever motivates you, use that as fuel to get you catapulted into starting whatever you want to start, training or weight training or like whatever it is, and from there come up with a plan to keep going. For example, for me, working out is not a thing for me. Like it's not a special thing for me anymore because
it's a daily thing.
Right.
Like
I've been doing it for I think almost 12 years consistently, so it's just a part of my day. But for me to have gotten to that point, I had to be very disciplined and just say, okay, every day this is what I'm going to do. Monday, this is how I'm going to work out. This is the type of cardio I'm going to do. Tuesday, this is what I'm going to do. And then just stick to it. I think there's no magic formula. It's just you got to decide to do it and just make yourself do it. What are you doing?
Can I add something?
Oh, yeah. I thought you were trying to, hear something.
Listen. I'll raise my hand.
Yes.
Okay. To hop on that, this is what I think, what in my head is. It is all about your choices. So you can choose to work out. Say I wake up in the morning. I say, today I'm going to work out. I choose to work out. Therefore, I'll work out. Now, let's say you don't work out that day. It is not because, I just didn't choose to work out today. What you chose was laziness. You chose to not pursue your goal. You chose to not get fit. That changes the perspective. Suddenly, it's not a matter of lack of. It's you picked the negative. That changes the perspective. Ooh. So if I wake up in the morning and I say, I don't want to work out today. Okay, I just choose to be fat. Ooh, suddenly it means a lot differently than, I just don't want to work out today. Mm-hmm. So I think if you put a lot of power in your choices and options, in your own will, then I think it gives you a bigger drive. Yeah. So, because nobody wants to pick the negative thing, the bad thing for yourself. But by lack of choosing something good, it's not a lack. It's actually choosing a negative. Right. So this is something I keep in mind.
Yeah, man, that's a good one. I didn't even look at it like that. But yeah, you're choosing one or the other.
Mm-hmm. It is a choice.
Yeah, and that's not to make anyone feel bad, but it's just the reality, and I set myself to those sort of standards, and I just make myself do it, and I apply that. See, the great thing, and I'll say this and move on because I could go on and on. The great thing is that discipline that I was able to develop in working out and being consistent really helped me in other areas of life in terms of being consistent, deciding that I want to do something. Okay, I want to start a YouTube channel. That helped me to be consistent with it and to just, in 3 years later, you see what it's become now and what it's continuing to become. Whenever I go through truly hard times in my life, working out and being disciplined helps me in that because when I'm in the gym, I'm putting myself through pain, willingly, and I'm able to, I guess, overcome resistance. And so whenever I go through hard times in my life, I feel like that helps me as well because I'm okay, it hurts now, but this is going to make me stronger. Just like when you're lifting weights, it hurts now, but I'm going to get stronger. Yeah. Very philosophical too, but it works. Yes.
So there's a Japanese author named Haruki Murakami, or Murakami Haruki. And he is well known to be a very intensive runner. He'll do those 60-mile runs, those 100-mile runs. Very grueling, intense running. And he started running a little bit after he started writing. And he wrote this essay called "What Do I Think About When I'm Running?" while running. And the one thing that stood out to me, even though it's a great essay, the one thing that stood out to me, he said, if I can physically, willingly put myself through this difficult thing as running, and I make it, suddenly, in comparison, other aspects of life, trying to write this huge novel on the deadline, trying to resolve a very difficult situation, trying to get through economic crises, is not as hard. Because now I see that I myself am capable of doing this incredible, intense thing. And it starts with one step at a time, 1 mile at a time, 1 kilometer at a time, and eventually it grows. And then you look back and say, wow, I did that. I have that capability. So I think when it comes to discipline and willpower, I don't think it's just you just jump all in. I really do think it's built up, like one brick at a time.
Yeah.
So that was one thing that stuck with me. Not to say that I follow all the rules, but it's things that remind me and give me motivation.
Very good.
Okay. Oh man, so many great questions in here. Jane, what are your top 3 books to read? Oh, that's a very hard question. I think it just depends what kind of genre you're interested in. For example, if you want something that's very inspirational, real life, and kind of puts you on the thrilling edge, Into Thin Air is a really great novel. It's about the fated journey of the climbers who went up on Mount Everest, and then there was this terrible storm that happened. I won't give it away. Very interesting book to read, and that was one of his most famous novels. He usually writes these like true life disaster stories. Into Thin Air is a great one. He also wrote Into the Wild, which became a book or a movie later, so many people know that. And it was actually in the news recently where they removed the bus from the wilderness. Anyway, it doesn't make sense unless you know the story. But Into Thin Air or Into the Wild, those are 2 great ones to start with. If you want something that's a little more tongue-in-cheek and uses a lot of allusions to previous literary other books, To Say Nothing of the Dog is a very great, it's a very clever English novel about time travel and all of that, so that one's really fun. And, the Harry Potter series. I know it's not one book, and I know it's so cliche, but it is one of my favorites. But if you've never read Lord of the Rings, for sure you should read Lord of the Rings. If you want to understand how this whole fantasy fiction thing works in the modern era, you gotta start at the beginning. So Lord of the Rings is a great one to understand, I think, these tropes in fantasy and fiction. I don't know. I don't want to go on too long. Peter Pan, one of my favorite books of all time. Don't laugh.
I'm not laughing. Well, I am laughing.
I feel like I should give you guys... There's so many good books. I don't know where to start.
This girl reads books like...
You could check out my Goodreads. Yeah. Go to my Goodreads. You know I'm in the top 10.
Is there a link or something?
Korea. Just go to Goodreads and look for Becky White. I should pop up.
She reads so many books.
You can see all my
every
books
week.
there. Yeah, you can see all the books that I've read and the books I'm going to read.
Man.
Yeah,
That's good.
I think that would be more helpful. Let's see. Okay, Raul, bye. He left already some time ago, but...
Oh, man.
Hey, this came in. What is that?
Oh, wow. Sangi. I see it now. Thank you so much, Sangi.
Oh, 감사합니다. Thank you very much for that.
Wow.
Debbie says, when you get to travel, would love to see places in Korea in your videos. Yeah.
Man, yes.
We'd love that too.
We did one travel video in Yeosu, which was last year, I want to say August, September. And we wanted to do videos like that more consistently, and we will. But because of scheduling and because of COVID, we haven't been able to do that. But we want to do more of those type of videos and show you guys Korea in a very like creative and beautiful way. We want to show the beauty of the different areas that we go to. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen that vlog, actually, it's only like 5 minutes. It's like a really short vlog, but it's really nice. You get to see the city, the ocean. Yeah, check it out. It's from back in August, if you guys are interested.
Sorry. On the Halfie project, we're releasing 2 new videos coming up where we actually, with the team, the Halfie project team, we took a train and went down south to visit a winery in the countryside. So you'll be able to see a lot of beautiful footage there about some southern parts of Korea. So when those videos come out, you can check it out there on my channel. Let's see. Dimitri says we should go shoot a vacation video in Jeju. Actually, that's the plan. We wanted to do that on my birthday, remember?
Yeah, we were planning on going.
But we were all too busy, so that keeps getting postponed. But we have to go soon. It's a good time now.
Definitely. Man, we got all these cat questions. I don't know where they're coming from.
That's so random. Cat. Who keeps bringing those up? You know, I had a dream last night. I got a cat. Vida says, would you consider doing a cooking video with your favorite foods? Would we? Maybe make you some barbecue
Why not?
ribs.
Yeah, as long as you're doing the cooking, because I ain't cooking anything.
Why?
Didn't
you hear what I said to Jay? Wow,
What's
Jay, you're cooking like that suddenly makes you really attractive. Did you not hear that?
I did hear that. And good for Jay.
It's perfectly attainable.
Yeah, I think that would be a good idea if we did a video. Maybe we could do a little series too.
And you cook?
No. Or we could do like a cooking contest.
So
or
basically
something.
you're saying, hey Becky, you work in the kitchen, I'll film it.
Yeah. What's wrong with that? I really do wish that I had an interest in cooking, in which I had more of an interest in the States, but that was because I had more space and I had more time, I think, to actually cook. And it was just more difficult to go out and buy food, way more expensive in the States. So here I just got lazy in that regard.
It's more expensive in the States?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
It's so fun to cook. I love cooking.
Yeah, here it's easier to get like smaller portions or like healthier options versus the States. Even though there's a lot of unhealthy options here too.
Oh man, I'm still at 11:10. I need to like get through these comments. So Dimitri, unhappy that you didn't watch Black Panther. He's still hurt by that.
I know, man. I know.
Let's see. Vicky, do you like video games? Do you like video games?
I used to. Last time I played was Xbox 2012 when I was into like Call of Duty. So I played Modern Warfare.
You were in Call of Duty.
I played Grand Theft Auto a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah, but that lasted very short. And before then, I was on N64, so you could see the gap of like my playing history.
That's all I played.
Oh, Mario?
I only played Mario on Nintendo 64.
I wanted to see how long she would do that.
I also played Super Smash Brothers. Nintendo 64. Nothing beats it. Yeah.
I never got into Smash.
Oh, Super Smash is the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Mario 64 and Mario Kart for me all day.
Only the vintage stuff. I never got into, what are they called? The Cube or whatever?
The
Game
Cube?
box?
GameCube?
GameCube,
Yeah.
Xbox. No. Let's see. Khan. Ooh, SkyCedi chose a book between the Alchemist is a great book, Khan. That is a wonderful, wonderful book. Yeah, I should have mentioned that one. Let's see. Megan Dot asked, both of you guys started as teachers, right? How did you transition to other jobs without losing your visas? This is a great question.
Very good question.
Yeah, you started with the EPIC program.
Yeah.
I came totally like freelance, I suppose, and then I got picked up by a Hagwon. But we both came on F4 visas, and F4 visa is not limited to your workplace.
Actually, I came on E too.
Did you?
I did.
I didn't know that.
There's a story behind that.
Oh, well, you applied for your F4 visa then while you were
Yeah, so as you guys are aware, I came through the EPIC program, and so I didn't have a visa of any type. I was trying to get an F4 visa, which is a Korean inheritance or not inheritance,
it's like
but
Kyopo
heritage visa.
overseas Korean visa.
Right. So I was trying to get that while I was applying for EPIC, and it was a pain working with the Korean consulate in the States, and I ended up not getting it. I wasted a lot of money too, because me and my mom both flew down to the consulate, and we tried to get the visa. It didn't work out, so I had to come over with the E2 visa. But within the first 3 months of me being here, I went to the district office in Daejeon, and they looked up my family registry. I was able to get my F4 visa in like 2 hours. So I taught for the year, knowing that I could at any point do anything else. So I gave myself 1 year and ended up freelancing. So the way I transitioned was I just didn't renew my contract to teach again, and I moved up to Seoul because I was living in Daejeon, and I just made sure I had some work lined up. So that's how I transitioned out.
That's very smart. Yeah, the F4 visa we cannot understate how grateful we are for that.
Yeah.
I think because it does give you more freedom in job positions. So I mean, I came on the F4 visa, so actually I only worked at my hagwon for less than 9 months, and then after that I was just freelance. And it's thanks to the visa that I was able to do that. I don't know, there are other options, different types of visas that you can get besides F4 that will give you a little bit more freedom, but there's, you know, different paths that you have to take in order to get that.
Yeah. And Dimitri, thank you so much, man. Thank you.
Really
He says, I'm
that.
placing my bet for a cooking challenge. SkyCedi for the win. My boy.
Oh,
My
you know
man.
what that means?
What's
That means you have to cook.
Oh. Of course. But man.
Hey, he'll do it for you, Dimitri. You know?
I'll do it for you, man. I'll do it for you. I have to make up for the fact that I didn't watch Black Panther.
Yeah. You know what? We should do a cooking challenge. And then if I win, like my food is better, we'll watch Black Panther. If you win, what should we do? What do you want?
Is there something that I've been wanting you to do, but you've been resistant?
Watch more YouTube?
That's true. I love to watch YouTube. This girl does not like
a
to...
documentary or something?
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Read Rich Dad, Poor Dad?
Wouldn't you do that anyway?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, so that wouldn't count. We'll figure it out.
We'll think of something, but this is great. Thank you, Dimitri. I will never forget this. Let's see. A lot of people love Indian food. Ivy says, I could eat a Pop-Tart every day. Hard to get Pop-Tarts here.
Yeah, there is one place.
There's one in the neighborhood. The DJ Live idea, I'm actually going to ask about that. I think that's really cool. Jasmine, do Koreans think sushi is originally Korean? No.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
Definitely not. I think people from the West probably think that Korean gimbap is like sushi. You know what I mean? So if you don't know what gimbap is, it's like what is it? It's a roll. And it's like a rice roll with like vegetables and like little toppings,
rice, vegetables,
wrapped in seaweed. So it's almost like a reverse version of like sushi rolls that you would see, the stereotypical sushi roll,
I guess,
with the rice on the outside.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So totally different, tastes different.
Very different.
Both very good, of course.
There's no illusion that it came from Korea.
Yeah, not here. Yeah, not here.
Emily, so when are y'all getting a cat? Man, it is weird. Why are all these people with cat questions?
I don't know, man.
Cam left a little cat emoji, and Vicky asked, when are you going to get the cat for Becky, Cedric? Man.
I don't know what they're talking about, man.
Ooh.
On to the next. Let's see.
And then, let's see. I really like your podcast from Hong Mi-kyung. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, it's been very enjoyable doing this. I think what people don't realize behind the podcast is it's not just set up the mic and then the camera and then we just chat. You have to know stuff. So it's been very eye-opening and forcing us to do research on many different topics, even though, I pick the topics anyway, but it's usually on something that, hey, I think we should talk about this. Oh, I need to be informed about it. Oh, let's read articles and watch videos on it. So that's been really cool. I do want to dedicate more time to it because I really believe in being very informed before I share this information to other people.
Right.
I don't want to disseminate false information. So it's been great. And it's cool to know people listen and write in fan mail. It means everything. Yeah, so thank you.
Yeah, make sure you guys, if you're into podcasts, check out the Halfie Project podcast. Anywhere you get your podcasts, and also video versions of all the podcasts are released on the Halfie Project channel. So if you're not subscribed, make sure you do that, because I'm on there all the time too. So we do the podcast together. I'm her co-host.
Aminata asks some really good question. How does creativity lead to success?
Oh,
how does creativity lead
I love
to success?
That. Man, very, very open-ended question.
That is a good question.
Let's see. I'll try to answer it quickly, and this is, of course, not an all-exhaustive answer, but I think creativity can open doors. Like, for example, as a musician, if you're creative, the more stuff you create and the more you put out there, and now is the perfect time in many ways to be in the creative space, because you can, with very little to no money, put your stuff out there and market yourself. The more you put your stuff out there, the more people will see it. And so I think it's a big part of it is creativity plus just marketing, if you will, or just putting yourself out there, plus time and luck will equal the success, because eventually it's a matter of time when people will begin to see it. And the more eyes that are on your creativity, the better the chances are of people discovering it and putting you in a position where you can attain success. And success is different for different people. Is success money? Is success fame? Is success just personal fulfillment? So, I mean, there's so many different routes that you could take, but I just think that creativity, one of the ways that creativity can lead to success is through the ability to just put that creativity out there for more people to see. But man, you can go so many different ways with that, you know? I mean, do you have any thoughts?
Yes. So personally, I believe that I think there are certain qualities that are seen worldwide in every single human being. The ability to love somebody, right? The ability to feel pain or sorrow. Like, there are certain, I think, intrinsic qualities to being a human. And one of those qualities, I think, is creativity. I believe that every single person on the planet, no matter how dry your job is, no matter how unimaginative you can be, has the ability to create something, to be creative in some form or fashion. Sometimes you have to figure out what that is. Sometimes you have to be brave enough to explore and unlock it. But I think that creativity gives us a kind of personal satisfaction with ourselves and our lives. So being creative in your job in some way, being creative with how you speak, being creative with how you dress, how you interact with people, I do believe leads you to feel happier about yourself. And it's akin to saying putting flowers in your office space because it brightens it up. That's a little splash of creativity, and you will feel better about it. And I think that those who enjoy their lives, or those who are working towards some goal and feel some kind of motivation, inspiration, are the ones who will be successful. And creativity, to me, is kind of it's like the river you're riding on that can lead you there.
Right.
So in my mindset, creativity is almost intrinsic to success. Yeah, that's what I think.
She went like 10 steps deeper. Yeah, it's very good. Very good question. And of course, there are so many different answers depending on the angle from which you're asking the question.
It's a very big question.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everyone was talking about some Korean food here. Sangi is saying, I can cook Korean spicy shin noodle, ramyeon.
Me too. I can kill that. Throw an egg in there.
Reverse
Game
California roll, right? Sushi roll looks like kimbap to the untrained eye. We are all experts here. And then Sangi is saying, I don't want my husband to be in the kitchen because I know he will burn down my kitchen. The only exception is when he cooks popcorn. That's funny.
And you know, you can mess up popcorn too. Leave it in the microwave too long.
Oh yeah, I've done that before.
You burn it.
For sure. So yeah, people talking about kimbap is pretty delicious. And
yeah, actually G1 Transform said, sorry, I've got and it's not a stupid question. No stupid question. I mean, there are stupid questions, but this is definitely not one. So he says, I've always called South Korea, North Korea, North Korea, but I hear you two drop the South. What do you call North Korea? So this is something that I don't think about, but basically, I guess it depends on the context from which we're talking. Like, if we say Korea, we know that 99% of the time, most people would understand that it's South Korea because of the context. Because whenever I'm talking about or referring to North Korea, I'm always going to say North Korea. So I'll never say Korea and refer to North Korea. But with South Korea, sometimes I'll just say Korea. And I think a lot of people do that too. So it's quite normal. I don't know why that is, but
I just think it's because North Korea is so particular. Like it's like South Korea encompasses all of this. There's so many things coming from South Korea. There's so many people aware of South Korea. And North Korea is like, it's very, closed off. It's connected to only a handful of things, like the Kim Jong-un family and, all of these little specific things. And so when we're talking about, oh yeah, watch this drama from like Korean drama, nobody will ever think, oh, North Korean drama? You know what I mean? Because it's just not part of what people know of as North Korea. I'm trying to think of another example. Like, it's like when people say, oh, I'm an American. I think people can guess by maybe how you're talking or your demeanor. Oh, they mean from the United States. They don't actually mean they're a South American or Central American. Right? So I think it's kind of like that.
Very similar. Very similar. Yeah. Good example.
Yeah, but no, it's not a dumb question. But yeah, when we mention North Korea, we usually specifically say North Korea. Yeah.
Right.
Even in Korean we say Hanguk, which is just Korea. Hanguk. But when we talk about North Korea, we say Bukhan specifically.
Right. Right. Man. So, are we caught up with all the questions?
I mean, I did skip over a few, if you see any new ones. We have one here from Bethany. Are you aware of any family members who live in Korea? Have you met any of them?
I don't have any immediate family members here in Korea because most of them, actually all of them, well, my mom's immediate family all went over to the United States. My mom's older sister being the first one in the 70s, actually. And then my mom followed suit in 1980, and then my mom helped bring the rest of the family over. And so they're all just kind of spread out in the United States. Of course, I have extended family here, but I don't know who they are, and I don't know if my mom has... I think she's lost contact with them. Yeah, because this is like way back in the day where you would save phone numbers on like notebook paper. So, yeah. So if I do have... Well, I know I do have family here. I just don't know who they are.
Interesting.
I could be like walking around seeing my family.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
I have family here. I have lots of family here. So, and I see them quite regularly. Yeah. Yeah. People are so interested. Have many good questions. And 외국인 Wei answered, the Constitution of South Korea doesn't legally recognize the existence of North Korea. It only recognizes one Korea with the true capital being Seoul.
Wow, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. The Constitution of Korea, I'm trying to think because it was when it was drawn up and then when it was revised. I wonder if it was revised. Oh, I read this because I remember doing some podcast research. It was revised. Anyway, maybe it was revised sometime before the war. Would that explain it? I will look into that, but thank you for this little nugget of information.
Yeah. Well, I think we're pretty much caught up. As you guys see in the title, we wanted to talk a little bit about how we stay positive through these difficult times. And by the way, we have about another 30 minutes or so because we have somewhere that we have to actually go to.
We're going to visit a cat.
Actually, we are. So, yeah, all you guys who are talking about cats in the comments, your dreams are going to come true today. So, well, no, I'm not getting her a cat, though. So
you're the one who said it, not me.
So, anyway, yeah, so why don't we talk a little bit about that? And I could actually share, let's just call this a little bit of, like, therapy for me. Because it's been quite emotional for me. And also probably for everyone in the world with everything going on. But we're going to talk about how we stay positive through these times as well. But we have COVID now. And we have, for me and Becky as well, the United States going through a really rough time politically and also geographically with COVID. Just a whole mess right now. And for me, I've been feeling overall pretty stressed when I think about it. The fact that I know that I can't go home, not anytime soon. I mean, if I do go home, it's, one, I'm going into a hostile, environment depending on where I go home to. And then also, it won't be as easy for me to just come back. And I don't know if the borders will tighten even more coming back into Korea, because they recently just restricted access to foreigners coming in to Korea. Luckily, with F4 visa holders and Korean nationals, from my understanding, as of today, we're still able to come in. But I think now they're even thinking about tightening that. So I don't want to go to the States and spend some time there and then not be able to come back here, because this is where I live and work. So, I've been a little bit stressed about that. Just seeing the craziness, and this is just real talk, the craziness with how everything is being handled in the States from the administration, and just being on the outside looking in, being in a place where COVID has been handled extremely well, even considering all the little mini outbreaks here and there, still handled very well. Looking outside, looking in, just those moments where you're watching a movie and you know something is about to happen to somebody, and you're like screaming at the screen. That's kind of how I feel. It's like, oh my gosh, you guys don't get it. So that's sort of how I've been feeling, just to be honest. And so, with that being said, it's like I still have to maintain a sense of being not only realistic but positive, right? Because I could take this situation, it is what it is, and either be positive or have a positive outlook or have a negative outlook on it. You know what I mean? So one of the ways that I think I try to remain positive is thinking big picture, right? We're in 2020 and what we can see is the immediate, everything that's happening, but I try to think about just the big picture. Okay, so in the grand scheme of things, from a macro perspective, how are things going to look and change in the next 1, 5, 10 years? You know what I mean? Surely things will progress and change for the better, because, we have right now with everything, ever since George Floyd passed and everything that's kind of sparked from that, I'm seeing a lot of glimmers of hope, but I'm also seeing a lot of things that are just I guess the curtain is being lifted on some of the negativity and the bad stuff that's been there this whole time. But I'm seeing people fight for change. I'm seeing people fight for progress. And so that sort of gives me a little bit of hope. I don't know if that made sense. That's just me kind of blah.
Yeah.
This is how I've been feeling. But I try to look at it through a more positive lens, if that makes sense.
I think the big thing is that we are separated from our immediate families, and that can be very distressing, especially when you don't see what's happening on the day-by-day basis in their immediate surroundings, and all we're hit with is a deluge of negative news. So actually something I stopped doing was reading too much into news. Just got the general overview, okay, and then I asked my friends, what's happening around you? What do you feel in your current, surroundings? So that I can get a better feel of what's happening to them, as opposed to just reading the entire, negativity that's happening everywhere in the world. That's way too much to handle. So that was one thing that I did. And the other thing is just stay connected with people as much as you can. And even people whom I haven't been speaking with for a long time will reconnect. Hey, how are you and your wife doing? Oh, say hi to the kids for me, even though, we hadn't chatted in a very long time. Those little bits of connectivity can remind you that in the midst of all this horrible stuff happening, and separation due to, social distancing and quarantining, that people are still out there and you guys can still care for each other and still connect. So that has been very helpful, I would say. And I think the biggest one that you mentioned was take it big picture. Because if we're going to look 100 years from now, not that we'll be around unless, we become like cyborgs or something. 100 years from now, we're going to read back on this historical moment, like, wow, this happened. But something that always pops up in moments of huge unrest, especially on global scales, are incredible stories of heroism, incredible stories of hope, and bravery. Yeah. And those are the things that actually stand out the most when you read about terrible things that happen on a big scale. And so it is I think another thing I mentioned, creativity in every human. The other aspect is we always somehow endlessly believe in a better tomorrow. And so when we think hey, there's gonna be a better tomorrow. We grasp onto that hope. And history has proven us over and over and over again that even in those darkest moments, incredible things happened. And so that's what I hold on to and believe, like, hey, there is good that's going to come out of this. Maybe I don't see it right now, but the future generations will, and will be inspired by that.
Right.
So if we're just part of this big, long story, in fact, it's kind of amazing to know that you yourself can be a significant player in that. So having that big, long perspective actually changes a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you think about history, think about all the major events of each decade,
Mm-hmm.
and at least, and we're both talking from the perspective of the United States.
Sure.
You know, and every place in the world is different, of course, but if you think back, I mean, every decade has had, you know, from, you know, the 30s with the Great Depression, you had the different wars. I mean, you had World War I, II, you had Vietnam, the Korean War, of course. I mean, there was always just craziness, 9/11. So the thing is, America has always bounced back, generally speaking. And I'm reading the comment, happiness for all, and I just want to bring that in real quick. You know, they say, hi, Cedric and Becky, love you too, thank you so much. Regarding the issue, I think it's way too soon to really tell what permanent changes will be made socially for black people, and a lot of politicians will be selling you their changes in exchange for votes in November. So with everything that I had just said, I want to say that I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
You know, and this can get a little controversial. My opinion, feel free to disagree, but I remember hearing T.I. at a conference, I think it was about maybe 8-9 months ago, say, I think Candace Owens made the comment of something along the lines of, you know, America is a great nation. You know, we live in a great time, something like that. I can't remember exactly how she worded it, but T.I. said, basically in response, when was America ever great? And so from that angle, you know, it got me thinking, yeah, America was great for a handful of people, but not for everybody. When was it ever great for black people? You know, generally speaking. So yeah, history doesn't have a period of time where we could say black people were truly equal or felt free or was treated with the utmost respect or treated like everybody else. And even other minority groups, this applies as well. But yeah, like I think I am hopeful that there will be changes, but to be completely honest, I think we're probably decades removed at best for a complete systemic equality and a systemic overhaul. I think that, you know, of course, politicians are going to say what they need to say to get their votes, and I mean, that's just history. You know, that's just reality. But it's going to take a huge overhaul of the system for things to really change and for there to be really true equality. I don't know how long that's going to take. I don't know if we're going to see it in our lifetime, to be completely honest. But yeah, so that's how I feel. But I am hopeful that at least there will be progress. I just don't know what it'll look like.
Right, that's a really good point. I think when it comes to things like where you're asking for dramatic change to happen, or you're hoping for something better on a larger scale, it's kind of like inertia, right? If you have a big boulder, one person can't push it alone, and maybe it'll take 1,000 people to even just get it started pushing. But once it's started pushing, and if those people don't get tired, it can really roll faster and faster and faster. And I wonder if maybe we have been pushing this boulder politically and socially speaking for many years. Is it now starting to roll? I don't know. But I think the key is that we don't get tired and we keep pushing for that change. So yeah, I don't know if it will happen in our lifetime, but it is maybe it can give you hope to realize that you are at least a part of it, right? And hopefully there will be change. Yeah,
I mean, we do our best. We're going to do our best to from abroad to hopefully be a part of the solutions. But man, we got a lot of work to do. We got so much to do.
A lot of work to do.
Yeah, but to keep it on a positive note, because I don't want to make this, a stream where we're just complaining or like bashing
and
because
end up crying and
right.
Yeah.
I mean, I could, I can go all day.
We could easily go on that. I know.
Yeah, but
we want to encourage you guys.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I just remind myself, man, I'm still very fortunate and lucky, and like timing wise, I didn't plan to move to Korea because I knew a pandemic was going to hit the U.S. and the U.S. is going to go through a very turbulent time right now. Like I came here prior to all of that, but man, I am, on one hand, I'm very lucky and very fortunate and very happy that I'm in this place. This place being Korea, South Korea. But part of me is a little like guilty. It's like, man,
You don't have to be guilty for that.
I know, but it's just like, I'm over here. I feel pretty safe. I don't feel, I don't feel like if I go out that I'm gonna like get COVID or somebody, like most of the people are not gonna wear masks or anything like that. Like most people are wearing masks. We had like 30 something cases I think yesterday reported. So it was swimming around 50, 60 for a couple of weeks, and then now it's starting to hopefully go back down. So I feel pretty safe. I feel pretty lucky. So I guess that helps in staying positive.
It is also cool to think the world is so connected now that you cannot dispute one person's actions, say, here in Korea, can still make a great impact on what's happening in the US or any other part of the world now that we're so connected. So it doesn't diminish your power or diminish the effect you could have just because you are here. And we can keep that in mind.
Right. Good point. So I'm sure you guys are probably feeling very similar in many ways.
Sure.
And if you're not, that's okay. Depending on where you are and just where you are in your life. But I'm ultimately grateful. My family's safe and healthy so far. My sister works at a hospital, and of course cases are increasing. I think as of yesterday, in 39 states. And my sister works in a hospital, and my mom also lives with my sister at her house. So I'm always concerned about my sister getting exposed and then bringing it home. But she does what she can to protect herself. First thing she does when she walks in the house is she doesn't touch anybody. She goes up and takes a shower. But I'm still a little worried because I don't want my mom is turning 70, I think next year. Yeah, so like she's older, more vulnerable. So
Yeah, they are doing their best.
Yeah.
We had Aminata again with another good question. What is your reaction to Kanye West wanting to be a president?
The same reaction I had to Zico. Man, sit down, man.
Yeah, this says everything.
He's, I don't know. He's just like, he's been saying that for years though. He's gonna run, but I don't take it seriously, and I think he's just a little too late in the game. Anybody could run. That's the thing about America. You want to run for president, you could do it.
Yeah, you could run.
Yeah, but Kanye's too erratic for me.
Yeah,
but I like his music.
This is one thing I just wanted to bring up because I find it very interesting from Dexter. What do you think about the phrase, they hate you because you're black, but they can victimize if you're poor or powerless? From what I understand, your economy is your power. I don't know if I quite understand that entire statement. I understand people wanting to hate you because of the color of your skin, right? I don't understand the motive behind that, but I can see it happening. And also, your economy is your power. I think that's the crux of the matter, to be honest. We see this here in Korea, where still today, people love fair skin, big eyes, rather European features over quote-unquote traditionally Korean features, right? Why do they love that? But then they will look down on people from Southeast Asia, who typically are migrant workers here. I do think it is because of economic power. Because say white European countries have historically been the powerful ones. More money, they're the ones colonizing, they're the ones who are being on top. And so even now in Korea, we look at that and say, well, that's what I want to be, because it's like a better standard of living, or quote unquote, now we say beautiful. Yet we look down on people from other countries because they are less, they're not as rich as we are, or they're more poor or struggling. It's a terrible, terrible thing. And I think in the US, though, racism is it shouldn't be difficult. You shouldn't hate someone because of how they look. End of story. However, why is it so systemically complicated and knotted up? And I think it is because of this economic disbalances.
Yeah.
This disparity of power. Yeah, I think that statement is true.
Right. Yeah, I mean, because, a lot of people would argue and say that racism is directly linked to power and money. So, and I don't argue against that.
Yeah.
I think there's just so many factors and variables to this whole conversation. It's a conversation that I've always taken seriously, but I'm taking more seriously now. And what I want to personally do is be more researched and be more educated in all the perspectives and all the variables in this conversation. I have my viewpoints about race relations in America. I have my viewpoints about the fact that there is a systemic issue, because a lot of people, they conservatives mainly, but a lot of people would argue there isn't a systemic issue. But I need to be, for me to be comfortable being more vocal about my viewpoint, I need to be very well versed in all the facts and the stats. But I still, I do believe there's a systemic issue. I do believe there is a problem. I do believe that a huge problem of the race inequality is linked to economics and power, of course. But now, in order for me to have the conversation, I really want to be well versed in the statistics. That way I can really hold my own. You know what I mean? Not just based off of opinions or emotions.
Because logically speaking, racism doesn't make any sense. Okay, I should calm down. There's no scientific backing or logical reasoning to hate anyone who looks different from you.
Right.
There's nothing. But yet we still feel, or certain groups will feel, they're better than you simply because of how they look, and then that will dictate their actions. It logically doesn't make any sense at all.
Right. At the very basic fundamental level, when you really think about it.
When you really think about it, it doesn't make any sense at all.
Right. Because we're all humans. We're all the same. We all have the same ability to do, to accomplish, to be educated, blah, blah, blah. I just think, I do imagine that in the future, like we're talking 200-300 years, hopefully the earth will still be here. When people look back to this time, they're going to be thinking, why were they so...
Why is it such an issue?
Yeah, exactly. I think it will come down to that, because it just, logically speaking, like you said, it just doesn't make sense to treat anybody any less or to say that someone has less value.
Karen here made a very good statement here. I think she said, racism is rooted in fear. Now, the interesting thing about this, of course, in different circumstances it could be different, but I was reading about some colonial groups or those kind of things. A lot of times people would label certain ethnic groups a very derogatory term, disseminate that information because they didn't want them to uprise against them, or they would try to separate or make them live in certain parts or take away their land rights because they didn't want to give them any power because they were afraid of being overthrown. So even though the terms may be used to describe certain people or why they live in certain parts of the world or why they can't own land, you're right. It is strictly, it's not against the actual person per se, but it's strictly because they wanted to keep themselves in power. They were afraid that those people were actually stronger or smarter or more intelligent or more capable than what the majority would like to think. So I honestly really think that's true. I do believe racism, maybe not entirely, but is partly rooted in fear.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is such a,
really, yeah.
It's a very deep conversation. And this is something on this channel that I do want us to discuss even more, especially during this time. It's almost a disservice if we don't, because of the nature of the channel, the nature of who we are, and the nature of like what I talked about on this channel for, almost ever since the very beginning about my story being between two cultures. And here's the thing. I will say this and put it on record. I am still learning, and I am by no means like perfect in how I view things or my perspectives, you know what I mean? But that's the beauty of it. I am learning and growing, and I'm trying to be as open as possible. But I'm also trying to be extremely honest and not apologetic for how I view things and how I see things, So, if I offend some, I offend some. But I think the true sign of really maturity with everybody who's like, for example, in this community, if we're willing to have a conversation, willing to be open to learning and discussing. So I just wanted to put that out there, put it on record.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think the key to... Right, we're not saying that we're all knowledgeable. And also, Dexter making a good point. Don't burden yourself to be a social warrior. Very good. And something to remind ourselves, because it can get very, feeling overwhelmed. The key, I think, is to be consistently trying to learn and listen and be open-minded. No matter at what level of being woke you are, right? Mm-hmm. And so that's something I'm trying to do. I think I have a very strong ability to be like, oh, I read this and so it's true, Also constantly checking myself first,
right,
before checking anyone else.
True.
Yeah. These are really great questions. And thank you guys so much for your input and your own statements and comments.
Yeah.
It really means a lot.
Yeah, and Dexter, he says, don't put burden on yourself to be an education warrior. Make sure your house is in order and you can take care of your family before losing lots of time reading books on economic systems and whatnot. Thank you for that. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind for sure.
It's true, yeah.
Yeah, man.
The little pods that build up all of society starts in your own home.
Yeah. And Terry, I hope that's better. She said the mic was low.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I turned it up a little bit.
Was there anything else you wanted to share? How you stay positive in these difficult times?
I keep myself... so I stay focused on my personal goals, you know what I mean? So I'm always wanting to make sure I'm living a healthy, active lifestyle. And I want to make sure that I'm pursuing my business goals and accomplishing. And, we work a lot together. We have a business that we do together, but we also do other things. And so just staying focused on those and just remembering that we have a long-term goal. So that keeps us busy and focused in the midst of the craziness. So always staying active and moving. So I think that really helps.
Yeah, you don't want to be like a fish or a shark. If you stop swimming, you die.
Yeah.
Keep swimming.
Yeah, no, for real. I mean, because it's easy to just sit on the couch and just consume everything that's going on and just let it really consume you and your mind. But
yeah, don't let what you consume you.
Deep.
Yeah, I think that's really the key. Show up, keep doing, move forward. Focus a lot on how you internally are feeling. I think it's easy to be so aware of what's happening around you, but not aware of what's happening in here. So I journal. I think that's been extremely helpful. Because rather than taking it out on other people, I can think through it myself, taking care of how I feel first.
Right.
That will help with how you deal with other people. That is my little tip.
Yeah. Patrick's late to the party. What's good? It's we're having a serious conversation. He's like, yo, what's up, guys?
Yeah, I know. He's one of those friends. Everyone's sitting down and crying. He's like, the party's here. I brought the beer. Just kidding. Thanks for joining us, Patrick.
We saw you in here earlier.
Anytime, you're welcome.
Yeah, man, for sure.
It's a party. Oh, it's good. You want to answer Art's question? What are your favorite hobbies to do together?
Yeah. So we mentioned it earlier, but we like to film and take pictures.
Oh yeah, hobbies we do together.
Yeah. What else do we do? I mean, we go on walks.
We talk a lot.
We do.
We're always talking.
Dang.
We eat dinner together.
Mm-hmm. And lunch occasionally.
Oh
That's
my
about
gosh, what do? We do everything together. Music and not writing.
Yeah.
Watch documentaries. Only one. We finished it.
Yeah. The hip hop one.
Yeah, that was
a good
good. Hey, we have another podcast listener in here. Songhyuk Pak Songhyuk. Thank you so much for listening in. Love to get listener response.
Mm-hmm.
That's very helpful. Oh wow, G1 Transform still doing the cafe thing. Dang, this person knows me.
Oh, the Cafe Hunter?
I do actually still have Cafe Hunter, so I have a separate Instagram account for that, cafehunter.official. And I have the blog. I'm very proud of it. I think it's really beautiful. I haven't really written too much yet for the blog, even though I have all these posts that I want to write. I think I need to transform my journal into my blog so people can kind of follow and track with what I'm thinking and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So the blog is like, I think it's still being formed. It's very malleable at this point, but I am still doing it. I am.
You are.
More content to come there.
Yeah. So, let's see. We have... I guess we need to wrap it up very soon.
We do.
Because we're going to have to go.
For art, the podcast is on the Halfie Project. If you look up the Halfie Project podcast, anywhere, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, iTunes, Apple, Spotify, you will find it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you can find it everywhere. Or you can watch it on the YouTube channel, the Halfie Project. That's where it is.
Yeah.
Oh man, we gotta say goodbye. Goodbye.
Yeah, let us know also if you like this little setup. It's very comfy. It's nice. So I'm getting more stuff in the apartment finally, and what I'm trying to do is make a couple of different sets. So I'm trying to make it a like a living / studio space. Mm-hmm. That way you can have maybe 2 or 3 different setups. And this one's one. We got to get something back here.
What did we put here? Picture of a cat?
So anyways, we are... Yeah, so that's in development, but this might be the little live stream setup.
Yeah.
For at least for a little while. Or we might just switch it up every time.
We'll have like photos and stuff here. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyways. So with that said... we should be able to have more of a permanent live stream setup soon, so we can just like kind of turn on the camera, set a few things up real quick, and then just stream. So that means we could stream more.
Yeah, and you know what? We should. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Mm-hmm. Really?
We should live stream more.
Yeah.
As I was saying, I think that it's a great way to connect with people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to let you guys be heard, and we can have a dialogue going, communication.
Yeah, definitely.
That would be really great.
Whew. Yeah, so...
First date photo. I have one.
Do you?
Yeah, the one of us at the coffee shop. I took the photos of you, the one on your 1DX.
Oh, yeah.
That's officially the first date, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, that was our first date day.
But we don't have a first date.
No. First date? Technically Valentine's Day.
Oh, yeah. I don't have any photos.
No photos. But we weren't like dating. But it was a date.
We were like meeting.
Yeah.
We'll think of what to post there. Something else. Con!
Alright, here we go. You ready?
Con is trolling.
You ready?
No, I don't have any rap to say.
You gotta go off the dome.
I don't have anything to say. Shoot. This is embarrassing. What do I say? You know what? This is going to be like very Kanye.
Okay. Alright, here we go. Let's see Kanye when he was on Sway.
Yeah, right.
Alright, here we go.
Okay.
Let me give you a Euro beat though.
Oh. Here. On the live stream. Don't want to rap. Don't ask me.
Oh man. If y'all don't know what we're talking about, Yeah, look up Sway in the Morning Kanye. Freestyle.
Yeah.
That was like the exact.
So I hope you like that, Con. Okay. Nice photos, some flowers, an art piece up there. Yeah, we'll have to find something that's beautiful and also meaningful, you know,
right.
significant. Not just like a studio setup, but something that's like, hey, I live here, you know, this kind of feeling.
Yeah, I got a little bookcase right here.
Amazing.
But
thank you.
But yeah, you can't see it. But yeah, I want to do something like really nice.
Dexter, I know is asking like sincerely, but it sounds like you're a little trolling. Are you both nerds? Put something technical on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Are you both nerds? I think, yeah, we're nerds in some form. I'm a book nerd. You're a camera nerd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you both nerds?
Yeah. Oh, let's see, Dimitri. Maybe one day we could do a Zoom meeting with the Patreon supporters.
Oh, wow.
That would be awesome. Very good idea. I actually thought about that, but yeah, let's make that happen. That'll be very cool.
That was a very natural segue into Patreon too. We have a couple of you Patreon guys in here. I see you. If you are interested in supporting SkyCedi, then you can go to the Patreon. And do you have the link somewhere?
It is actually in the description.
Okay, so it's in the description. You can check out there. And there's different tiers and stuff, but we have a private Instagram account that's separate than our personal accounts. It's just for Patreon people. And so we post all kinds of silly things in there. Mm-hmm. So if you want to be part of that community, then you can join Patreon. And let us know your Insta handle and we'll follow you.
Yeah. The support is really, really awesome. And it really does help us to do what
it really does.
We do. Yeah, and to bring this content for you.
Yeah.
So we're always trying to up it. Yeah. So anyways, man, we can like keep going, but we're going to have to
go meet my cat.
Yeah, so we're going to meet her friend who works at a
animal hospital, like a rescue place.
Yeah, so
she rescued a new cat, and I saw it last week, and she's so cute. So I mean, there's nothing significant. I just want him to meet her, to get used to cats, and to buy one.
Yep. So that's what we're doing. So we gotta actually jet on out, but let's see. Maybe we can live stream in the next week or two.
Meow meow.
Yeah, and then the next video, actually, we won't have an upload this weekend. So we are going to have one either midweek or next. Because we're actually working on that music project where she's singing next week. So I'm like actually working on some music. Mm-hmm. So I think the next video will probably be next weekend. Okay, I'll try to have it up before, but it's gonna be fun. So we're starting a new little series as well. So we're going to be reacting to...
Should be interesting.
Yeah, some old photos and stuff. So stay tuned for that. Mm-hmm. But other than that, that's pretty much it.
That's it. So thanks,
I'm going to go see the cat.
Subscribe to YouTube channel. Leave a comment below what you thought about cats. And follow us on Instagram. And go to the Patreon page and become one of our Patreons, part of the Sky Crew. And remember to always seize the day. Peace.
Wow, it's very rushed. But yes, that was a very good job.
Thanks.
Very good job. All right, guys, have a wonderful weekend.
Yes.